Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, I think we're live. Okay. Good afternoon, folks. Hope someone's here with me. I've had problems with OBS for some reason. I did some, as you can see, I Christmased it up a little bit over the weekend and it kept shutting down. I couldn't figure out what I'd done. Something's still off a touch. Can anybody hear me? Is everybody still here? Hold on 1 second. Display. That needs to go over to the left, I think, a little bit. Maybe not. Can you hear me? Brilliant. Excellent. Okay, hold on 1 second. Is that showing black? Excuse me, just 1 second. Let me just move that over a bit and that might fill the gap. Close enough. Brilliant. Okay, I think we're all cooking. My apologies. Everything is all locked. Excellent. Okay, sorry about that. Right, let's have a look what's going on here. I actually took a trade on my Funded Futures account. Where are we? And then as soon as I switched OBS on, it just wouldn't seem to load for some reason. Half me what's-its were missing. Resources are missing. Yeah, I sort of pimped it up a little bit, Christmased it up a little bit yesterday. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Oh, something's not working. Oh, okay. We're all good. We're all good. Yeah, my apologies. Okay, so let's have a look. Got a bit of a downtrend here. Let's have a look. Yeah, looks like it. Okay, so let's just kill that color a minute. 0. I was looking at this on my other chart. I took a trade on it here. And then it started going sideways and eventually dropped. I'm guessing a couple of legs down, there'd be some serious buyers there. I took that on my my Funded Futures account. And that worked okay. So, fingers crossed. Okay. So, right, we're well and truly into December. And the stress is kicked in. Wow, straight through there. So there was obviously some buyers down the bottom. No argument there, so everything I think
order
where
submitted.
It should be. Yeah. Okay.
Order cancelled.
Sacred Geometry. How you doing, buddy? Oh, good. Right. Yeah, what's going on there? Yeah, we're okay. Oh, I've just gone a little bit cold. So yeah, we got a downtrend. So we had this leg, little break new low, channel break new high. Went a few times. I looked at that, left it, wait for a lower high. We kind of had one bit at the bottoms and bit of support, but I took the My Funded Futures one there on triple test. There's going to be some longs. It really struggled to get down, to be honest with you. I wasn't sure whether it was going to make it, and then eventually it dropped, and then we had another leg down. So volume's low again. I'm assuming that's the way it's going to be now for Christmas. So let's have a little look what we got here. So we got a leg down, a couple of legs up, and a leg down. It's pretty much just ranging at the moment over the last few days, Thursday, Friday, and Monday. FSN, how you doing, buddy? Okay. Clearly working down, no argument there. Overnight highs, overnight lows. So, so channel down with a break. See, I've already got that as a small break. It's a clear break from me. We touch here, touch here, touch here, clear break. Karina, how you doing? I see the Christmas hat, love it. Yeah, I spent, well, I hate to say it, but about 2 hours trying to figure out and download a few things just to make it a bit more Christmassy, a bit more fun, like. And then it wouldn't open this morning. I don't know what the hell I'd done. So I just shut it down a few times and it seemed to work. I don't know what the hell I'd done. I just went into updating it and then it worked. I was just about to shut it down completely for the day and I thought I'll try one more last time and it worked. So happy days. Okay, so possible second entry short here. I would prefer it further up there personally. It may work from there, but not for 3 points. No, I got to get down here. I wouldn't be confident. I'd be relying on the fact that that's going to break out. I'd have to have it up here somewhere, so I got enough room to those lows. So I want that to push up, but it's one leg up, second leg up. So there is a better lock-in second entry possibly forming on here, but we've got a leg up and a little bit of side there. It's hard to say. I probably wouldn't take that. It's a little bit stacked. 3 points. Same again. I've got to get it. I'd have to get down to there, which is below here. Now, it may well do, but I don't want to be getting out down here, really. This is where I want to be getting out, so I prefer it to go a bit higher, really, before I thought about short there. It may work, but it would have to be up here, really. I would want to be short in here, give myself enough room, ideally, to get below there. So it has triggered on here, not so good. Yeah, it's just a bit too low down. In fact, there could be a bit of an overshoot there for starters. We got a touch, a touch, a touch. In fact, if I lift that snug to the top, it's touching perfectly, touching there, and a bit of an overshoot. So, which would make that short risky. Now it'll work for a scalp. So if Jan messages me, he's out today. He's got a dental appointment. So if Jan was taking that for a point, I'm guessing it would have worked. Yeah, it would have done. 2 legs up, but there is, in fact, not so much here. But on the other chart, there is an overshoot. It is 2 legs back, but it's a little bit of a block to me. It's a little bit square to me for comfort. But I thought it would make a scalp. But as I go for 3 points, but here it's touching so nice here and nice at the top. I'd have to view that as an overshoot, which would make me automatically cautious about the next short. Yeah, it's worked for a couple of points on the other chart, but it's too low down for me, that is. So if anybody took that for a couple of points, depending on your chart, yeah, it went for 2 points. So that would have worked for 2 points. I'd have to rely on it getting down to here, and the bottom of the chart is here. So really, if you're taking your trades, you want to get them out before the bottom, really. So nothing here, really. I just have a feeling this is going to be a really slow couple. Mind you, there's still, I don't understand why it is so quiet before Christmas. I get that Christmas week, but now we're still right in, we're working time, aren't we? So really, I'd expect it to be maybe next week, the end of next week, feather off. If people are taking Monday and obviously Christmas Eve off, they'll be finished here. So maybe Friday. So maybe mid towards the end of next week, I'd expect busy. But this is just a normal week. We got 2 normal weeks before we even begin the sort of Christmas week. So I'm surprised it is, but maybe it's just the fact that, I don't know, didn't Mac mention something about people squaring up the books, or I don't know, for the Christmas break? Do you really want to be in positions for the Christmas break? If you're taking a week off, I suppose it's like a supermarket, really. You don't want to be wow, look at that. You don't want to be keeping all your meat on your shelves. You want to sell it all before the break. That was a drop down there. I didn't see that coming. I don't understand why that dropped like that. I suppose any buyers here are probably gone, aren't they? And then we had that drop. Mind you, you never know, do you? So if that wasn't overshoot, that one certainly is. So it just maybe a leg and a leg. Leg down, couple of legs up, leg down. We've broke through that anyway, even if you consider it as a leg. I like to pay attention to what's gone on the last couple of days. You never hear Mac. He very rarely looks back. He looks at the daily, sure, but he never really looks back and, checks where there are levels or stuff like that. But Mac scalps a point, so it's kind of irrelevant, really. All you need to know is what the current's likely to do. But I like to just pay attention to, what type of price action we are, really. At the moment, we're just kind of going sideways, leg. Are you going to trade last 2 weeks of December? Let's have a look. Okay, so now I remember last year I took a long break last year and I felt absolutely refreshed. But the end of last year, I was pretty peed off anyway. I wasn't doing great. I was struggling a bit, and I needed it. Not so much. So let's have a look. Where's it gone? Okay, so this is where we are now. So this week I'll work. Next week I'll work. So, right, this week and next week. And then obviously this is the Christmas week. So, it's tough. Christmas Eve, no, I'm not going to bother. It's going to be dead. Obviously Christmas Day, Boxing Day. I don't think there's no point in coming in for the Friday for one day. But I may come in Monday, Tuesday. We tend to not do much Christmas Eve. We tend to just stay in. We've got a 16-year-old daughter, so we tend to stay in, really. We used to go out a lot. I was always working New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve I was a DJ for years. I had a mobile disco for years, and I worked in nightclubs. So that was my best earner, Christmas. Even going back 20 years, I was getting £500 for New Year's Eve. So I was always working. My wife always came out with me. But now we got a daughter, we tend to stay in. So I'll certainly turn up Monday, and we'll see what the volume's like Monday the 30th. So this week normal, next week normal. What I'll do is I'll come in on the 23rd. We'll have a look at the price. We'll say our Merry Christmases. I might even crack open I've got a nice 10-year-old bottle of Arran single malt that's just arrived for Christmas, so I'm going to crack open that. Maybe have a glass of whiskey. Just say our Merry Christmases and maybe just have a chat. We'll see what price is like, and then I'm going to have that complete week off. I'm not going to bother coming in for the Friday the 27th. It'll be too quiet. I've tried coming in on quiet days before, and it's like watching paint dry. And if you're getting a trade, it's torture sitting waiting for it. I have a feeling we're going to take out the lows. You were right then, bud, weren't you? Sorry, mate, I never read that one. Are you on about these or down here? or these lows. I can't remember when you put the comment, did you? It doesn't say what time, but maybe anyway. But yeah, so normal week this week, normal week next week. We'll come in on the 23rd, just say our Merry Christmases, have a little scotch, see what the price is like, and then I'm going to have that complete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days off. I'll come back in on the 30th, and I'll probably have New Year's Eve. I'm guessing most people will be thinking about, parties, families going out, whatever. So they're probably not going to have their mind on work. So I'll come in. So just the next two. So this week, next week, and then just the 2 Mondays that I'll come in. But I'll put me stream out. So if you are trading on your own, at least I'll be there just those 2 days, and then I'll have a couple of days off, and then I'll be back in normal then on the 2nd, 25th. It's going to be a good year this year, I think, or next year rather, 2025. I'm in a better place now. Accounts are building, okay, so next year is going to be my year, and hopefully your year as well. Maybe like a wider, maybe a 2-tiered channel there. Who knows? But I'm looking forward to Christmas this year. Last year, not so much. I was in that pure frustration mode from trading, but I'm enjoying my trading now more than I've ever done, which is good. There's nothing worse than being miserable. I feel like I'm getting somewhere now. I'm taking my time a bit. I'm not rushing, and it does take time, but it starts to work. So there we go. Yeah. So this week, next week, as normal, and then we'll just do Monday the 23rd and Monday the 30th, and then the rest of the time I'm going to put my feet up with the family, watch some junk Christmas TV, drink some scotch, eat a load of unhealthy food. Just the normal Christmas stuff. New Year's Eve, we'll go to my stepson's. He's got a young family, so we usually go there New Year's Eve. He's got little kids, so we'll go there New Year's Eve. So, I think that looks like a 2-tiered channel. I like the way it's sitting along here, and it touches. So I kind of like that. But I've got it of both ways. After an overshoot, I wouldn't expect that to do anything else. What's going on there? Copy image. Okay, copy image. Yeah. Okay. So I was a bit late putting on there. Seems I'm not the only one. He's looking at it as well, and him. So Thomas has got it there, and I have on my other chart. But the way it's reacting for me, it's more likely a wider channel. How long did I paper trade for? Not long enough, my friend. Trouble is, when you start trading and you get a little bit of success, well, what seems like success, you can't wait to jump. So I did 6 months learning currency. That's where I first started. And then I saw a couple of guys trading this, and I moved over to futures. And to be fair, I'd done 6 months, so I knew sod all, really. And I think I did about 3 or 4 weeks. And at the time, we were just having a nice steady uptrend, and I was buying at the bottom, and it was working. And I was obviously on a sim. So I decided to put £5,000 of my own money, give my job up. Well, you can guess what happened. Next, I ended up losing it in the space of 2 or 3 weeks. And then it started to dawn on me. I remember telling my wife, I went, don't worry, I know what I'm doing. and she was worried that I'd come home. Fortunately, the business I was in, there's plenty of work. You're never going to be out of work. So, but I would say if I was a newbie now and I could give myself a message, come back from the future, I would say do a sim for 12 months. I know it sounds a bit extreme, but I think it's important to learn to trade without having the pressure of risking money, because it won't do you any favours. And then what I do then, as long as you stick with it and you work at it and you put in some hours, then I would get myself one evaluation, never any more than one, and start to experience what it feels like to have a little bit of skin in the game, because ultimately that's your next challenge. You've got to learn to trade and you've got to learn to read the charts, and then you've got to learn how to deal with the emotions. And I assure you, everyone feels emotions. They're there, and I think my thoughts are you've got to expose yourself enough to emotions for them to start to become the norm, shall we say. Because it's such a hard job to learn, and I don't want to put you off. I don't want to say that you maybe 3 or 4 years before you start to see any profits. I don't want to put you off, because I believe it's a great job to do, and it's a job that will give you more money and a better life. Now, I work on average 3 hours a day. That is it, period. Now, I wouldn't even consider that part-time. It's that little. So there are so many benefits to being a trader. You know, you've never got to worry about anybody sacking you. You've not got to work your arse off for anybody else. You can have whatever time you want off. You're never going to be made redundant. I mean, even during COVID, when people are losing their jobs and people are stuck at home, you can still trade. In fact, during COVID was probably one of the better times to trade. So I would say 12 months on a sim. Learn to trade, put the hours in, learn to understand what's going on, and then move slowly over. Don't put your own money in, period. Don't do it. You'll lose it, I assure you. But when you're new to trading, you've just got that natural curiosity and that excitement, and you want to just, you know, go at it like a bull in a china shop, and it doesn't work. So, you know, if you are newish, I wish you all the best. If you stick at it and you keep learning, you can't help but get better at it. Also, what chance Gruber for the Nakata? Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Christmas hasn't Christmas. In fact, I watched it over the weekend. It's a shame he's no longer with us, isn't it? Isn't he? But yeah, it's not Christmas, is it? Until John McClane's thrown Hans Gruber off the top of the Nakatomi building. In fact, I did watch a good program over the weekend. It was about Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter. It was his stunt double broke his neck during the filming, I think, of the first one. He's paralysed, and they're still good friends. And they were talking. They were kind of telling his story. Shocking, really. They did a stunt, you know, where they sort of strap you in a harness and pull you back really quick. You kind of whip back, and I don't know if anybody's seen it, but when they were testing it, you know, up in the power thing that pulled him back, they kind of did too much, and as it whipped back, it snapped his neck, snapped a vertebra in his neck, and he ended up paralysed. He's only young as well, really sad. So, in fact, I just put a channel there. Thomas Way's just posted that. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's a bit hard, this. It's clearly working down. There's no argument there. But for me, it looks like just a couple. I have a second channel. You know about that one, are you? We look like really leg down, 2 pushes up, leg down. Now, we've already measured that, and we've already surpassed a measured leg. I went from here to here, and we've already well below there. There is what looks like an area where it may encourage some buying around here. We pushed into it, bounced, pushed into it, bounced, and we're in it again. And if you did like that channel, that 2-tiered channel, there's an overshoot here, so it may bounce up from it. It did this will be the third time. So really, it's just kind of we just seem to be just moving at the moment in and out of these areas. So leg and a leg, and an overshoot. I think it's likely prices are more likely going to move up. We'll see, but yeah, it definitely seems like it's just working between. It may end up being like this for the next week or two, couple of weeks. I think, I don't know. So if it's a channel like that, then yeah, maybe. But I like the way it's sitting there, right, nice, and it's fitting lovely right against that the middle line there. And we're back at the bottom. We've just dropped through, and we've had a move up. Yeah, Thomas Wade's got that as well. He's just popped that on. See, Thomas Wade doesn't use, he just uses two parallel lines which he copies. He hasn't got a middle line, although, you know, it's not rocket science to work out. It's working around the middle. But it does seem to be sort of working in that area. But even if you look at that, it's an overshoot. If you look at this, maybe not. But I think it's more likely an overshoot, and that's probably something to do with why prices are moving up quite strong. So yeah, we're up kind of 6 points straight up. Excuse me. So overshoot, I'd like a nice correction here. My downtrend from the high of the day, that one there. I looked at that a while ago. Trouble is, it misses a load of stuff in the middle, doesn't it? Let's have a look. In fact, maybe keep it tight to there. It's hard to say, really. It's just one of these ones that not super obvious. It could well be. We've only really touched it twice. I mean, we got close to it. Anybody else got it like it? Thomas Wade has just put his... Yeah, Thomas Wade's just put it there as well. Okay, so that's two here I know of. Yeah. Course break in the medium downtrend. So you're on about having this as a break, are you? About something like that. It's hard to say, isn't it? See, Thomas Wade's got it like that, but he's got this bit missing. I'm assuming he must have it from the top. So if this is a channel, we've had a break and come straight back down. So we know it's clearly going down at the moment, don't we? So let's leave it there for now. It doesn't look terrible. Still working along the midline. We've just lifted it a touch. So obviously it changes and develops, you know, with price, doesn't it? So we can get another leg up here. 1, 2. I was hoping we wouldn't come down that far. That's the type of trade I like now. 2 clear legs up in a bearish bar, penguin style trade. I'd like it to go up a bit higher now before it comes down any further. Excuse me. Okay, so if that is a channel, break straight down. Now, ordinarily it wouldn't do that so much, but this is not really a big channel as such, is it? It's not what I call a large channel. But obviously there's something larger here, so maybe that doesn't matter so much. Who knows? Okay, excuse me just for a quick minute. I'm just going to take a bathroom break. Okay. Right, let's have a look. I can lift that a touch to there, bring that down a little bit to there, and we're still in at the moment. Might just be one of those days today where it's just finicky. I mean, look at the volume Thursday and Friday compared to what we'd normally have. In fact, it's been like it all week. That wasn't too bad. From the 3rd, what day's the 3rd? Yeah, I'm guessing from beginning of last week, it slowly feathered off. It is still moving higher, but it does seem like we're getting this kind of pattern, doesn't it? We're below all this now, so maybe we get some downwards movement a little bit. Nothing there for us to take, nothing here. I was hoping we get another push up here, giving us something to come down for another leg. It's going to take a bit of time to get up here, I'm assuming, isn't it? I wouldn't want to take it here, so I'm going to take this advantage to make a quick cup of tea. Let's just move that over a wee bit. Let's put that. So while it's doing its stuff, I'd rather make me drinks while we're figuring out what we want to do. So I'll be about 3 to 5 minutes. I'll be back. Sorry about that. There is a trade there on this other chart. 2 legs up there. Channel down, 2 pushes up. Unfortunately, there's not much space to the lows, really. No, there isn't. There's not even 2 points. So, no. Wasn't any good on here anyway, and we're right at the bottom. If this is a bigger channel, right at the bottom, so going short here isn't not something I really want to do. So it depends how you look at this. I would probably go here. I'll probably ideally go here, but as we've already made it down, if I bring that down to here, we would clearly surpass that. So bounce, bounce, bounce. So I don't know, it may. Sean, how you doing, bud? What's happening in crypto markets? All dropping. So there's always a little bit of it. Bitcoin's been floating around 100,000. Let's have a look. Okay, that's not too bad, mate. To be fair, in fact, that's nothing really. Bitcoin's just under 98,000. That's fine. That's kind of where it's been. You always get little pullbacks, 5, 10, 15%, but it doesn't last. Buyers come back in then, and it. Yeah, this is nothing normal. I think from what I can gather, this bull run is going to kind of go on to around about the middle of next year. So there's going to be pullbacks. I've heard people like Michael Saylor thinking Bitcoin could hit 180,000 by the end of the bull run. So we haven't even really had the alt season yet. Bitcoin will get to a certain height, then take a really big dump. And that's when altcoins start to take over then. So altcoins are still going up, even though we've had little pullbacks. They still go up. So yeah, that's nothing unusual. That is between 4 and 10%, somewhere around about that. That's nothing. Not the crypto market. But you're always going to have pullbacks. Altcoin season hasn't really started yet. So yeah, it's nothing terrible. Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's, I think, at 103,000. Usually, I think, if I remember last year, it hit about 58,000 and had a drop of about 40%, and then it pushed back up, hit 67, 66,000, and then started filtering down from there. Yeah, it pushed up, dropped about 40%. But we are due a decent pullback, I think. There's nothing we can do at the moment. Let's have a look. Yeah, this is pretty normal at the moment. So if you look at Bitcoin, last time when we had the last bull run, we pushed up to about 59,000, dropped down to about 33,000, and then pushed up to 50. No, it was higher than that. Pushed up to around about. Oh yeah, 60 odd thousand. I think it's where it finished. 65, yeah, 65, 66,000. So we had that initial push up, then we had a about a 40% pullback, 2 more legs up, made all-time highs, and then had 2 legs down, and then this was kind of what's it. And we've had a push up, pull back, another steep push up, kind of like that bit really. So I'd say we're probably somewhere around about here where we were. So I'd expect a dump and then another strong push up. But you never know. I suppose every kind of bull run does something kind of different. But if you join those 3 together, we're kind of where you'd expect maybe to get a big drop. But who knows ultimately? You just never quite know. But yeah, I mean, 2, 3, 4%. Some of the bigger coins, some of the smaller coins, you know, that might have, I don't know, million, 5 million, 10 million market cap, they tend to move a little bit more. Obviously, because the size of the market caps. But yeah, I mean, we're at 2%, 4%, 5%, 6%, 3%. That's nothing really in the crypto market. When you start getting down here, some of the drops, 9, 8, 10, 12, 7. With smaller market caps, they tend to move a bit more. But then they push up just as quick. So, I mean, look at H-bar, for instance. Where's H-bar? I had lots of things about H-bar, and I have got some, not as much as I would have wanted. Where is H-bar here? I mean, that's had a glorious year so far. Over the last, I can't do 30 days on here for some reason. But over the last 30 days, it's up about 550%. It's unreal. You just can't make money like anywhere else. Obviously, you can lose money with crypto if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, triple test. I don't know. I wouldn't want to go short here. It is bouncing off that measured move, so it's nothing you can really do here, to be honest with you. You could say triple test, small bar there, maybe down to the bottom. I don't really want to be going short in this area, though. Because obviously we're at the bottom, so you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. So, I don't know, maybe you take that as a triple test. It was quite a small, what's the ATR? The ATR's dropping again. It was quite a small risk, that, I'm guessing. Yeah, tick below, tick above, 0.75. That's pretty reasonable, isn't it? You've certainly got your money back. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's hard to say, because if you're looking at this channel, you may see we've had a break. 1, 2 pushes to a new low, test, something like that. You don't know whether something like that's going to reverse the market, do you? So it's just hard to say, really. Let's have a look. Yeah, Thomas Way's just got it the same as me at the moment. It's just not a lot you can do, really. He took a short there. As I mentioned, I don't think it was a terrible trade. That it was a small risk, 0.75 with a tick above, and it clearly paid him off. He got more than his risk there. What's that? 20.72. There's 0.75 there, guaranteed. It did pull back. Did it pull back enough? Yeah, so it's worth taking. It was a small risk. So you don't know whether this thing's going to keep coming down. That's a fair old move, that, isn't it? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 points. Yeah, see, I'm always wary about going short this close to the bottom because you never know when it's going to start that turn back towards this area. But my experience is if you trade in an evaluation and you decide to jump in here thinking it's going to push up, it just keeps coming down, and when you don't think it can go any further, it kind of surprises you. But that's relatively steep, so we've bounced a few times, so I'd probably expect a couple of legs back up somewhere up here. But whenever I've traded them like that, I tend to do things the opposite way around sometimes. When I'm trading evaluations, I tend to do what I probably shouldn't. It kind of sounds a bit strange, that, doesn't it? But when the trouble is you never know how far it's going to go back before it continues down. Yeah, so it's definitely finding some support around this area. So it kind of looks like it's topping off here, doesn't it? It almost looks like a head and shoulders. So I wonder if we are going to get some downward movement over the day. We've generally been going up and up and up and up and up, and then we seem to be feathering off. We've come down, and we didn't quite get back up to the highs. So maybe we are getting some downward stuff. So still haven't had anything from Apex about a discount yet, which is strange. They never usually go more than a few days without giving us something. So, okay, so we're out the bottom there if it is a bigger channel. So channel break 1, 2 pushes to a new low, so looks like a leg and a leg there. Okay, so touch, 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 and a touch, and now we're moving back up a little. So we'd have to have two clear legs up for me to think about going short here. I know sometimes when it's coming down so steep, I'm always worried about going short. I never tend to... my experience is you never tend to have a lot of success around these big trend days. And that's if it what it is, you know. I used to hate sort of range days, but at least you know where you stand range days. At least you know where it's likely to bounce. You just don't know with these whether it's going to continue down. Is it going to keep dropping from this area, or is it going to push up and go back to the middle line, or is it going to actually cross paths and cross right over this two-tier channel and come right to the top? You never quite know where you're shorting. That ATR's under 2, so so for me, we'll have to have a leg and a leg and have a short up here somewhere. We'll see. Maybe a second entry short here. It depends how it falls. I may have to bring my profits down from 3 points to 2 points if we're going to get some in here, because there's not a lot of space. Let's get
order
an order
submitted.
ready. I just have to make go. If we get a nice bearish bar here, ideally I'd like this to finish here and then get one more bearish bar. Then I may have a go at that, but I'm probably only going to go for 2 points. But that's what I mean. You never quite know how far it's going to go. So I would prefer one leg and a second leg rather than a second entry short. There is a second entry short there, but we close at the midline.
Order cancelled.
So I would prefer another leg. So it's stacking up now, so we may go up sideways and up. So I won't be taking a trade here unless things change dramatically. It looks like we're pushing up for another leg here. So, no argument there, clear down. So let's see if we get 2 legs up. We got a leg down, 2 legs up. Okay, leg and a leg. Yeah, you're not wrong, Karina. It is slow. I think we may have to put up for this for the remainder of the year, I think. Max seems to think so. So, this is when you need a hobby. Something to do. So clearly working down, no argument. Be nice to get a break, couple of legs up and find some support or resistance along this top line and properly confirm that channel. Then we may get something down. Who knows? We never. Who knows? God, I've had so many parcels come this week. I tell you what, I don't know how we survive without Amazon. Amazon have kind of taken over the high street, really. Not much we buy nowadays, apart from everything that comes from Amazon. If they decide to put the prices up, we're screwed. Anyone else hear an echo? Am I echoing on my bed? Might be your hearing, mate. Stick your fingers in your ears and give them a wiggle. It's fine for you, is it? It might be your system. Just shut YouTube down and reopen it or something. It might clear up. Sometimes YouTube does play around, doesn't it? It can get a bit finicky from time to time. Yeah, just restart it. Might sort itself out. It does do that sometimes, doesn't it? All good now. Excellent. So we're still in this channel, approaching the top of the larger channel. I suppose this is when we'll find out what's happening. But it depends how you look at this. You could say a channel with a break, 2 clear legs down to a new low. I mean, it could move up, pull back and move up. You know, it's hard to say at the moment. It's not super clear. Has anybody heard anything from Sam at all? He hasn't streamed in the last few days. Just checking he's all right. He usually streams most days. If he doesn't stream early, he'll stream after work, but I've not seen anything. He didn't do much last week, I don't think. Put a message on his community page saying he was going to take a break from trading until the new year. Okay. I'll drop a message later. Feeling in the zone recently. Yeah, it can have that effect on you. I mean, I've had plenty of times where I've been doing really well, and then all of a sudden you just seem to hit a brick wall and you just have loss, and you just revenge trade, you do stupid stuff, and then you seem to get... I think it is a case of kind of looping your way up there. So I kind of felt like this last Christmas, and I had a good break at Christmas, and I remember clearly feeling refreshed. So a break of a few days or a week or two, I think it does you the world of good. And I think it's important because if you are frustrated and you're trading frustrated, it kind of plays out in your trading. So I'll drop a message later. He's a nice guy, Sam is. And you don't want anybody struggling, do you, or having a rough time. Well, let's face it, it happens to us all. We all kind of go through that, don't we? So I'll drop my message later. Yeah, we're certainly all been there, aren't we? Feel like in the zone. Sometimes just you can't seem to put a foot wrong, and other times it doesn't seem to matter what you do. For me, when I think it's the same for everyone. When you're winning trades, you kind of feel on top of the world. I've had 9 3-point winning trades in a row, and you kind of feel on top of the world. And you know at some point you're going to hit a loss. And if you can forget it and put it away and just get back to it, you know, things get good again, and you forget that loss, you know, all of a sudden. So I think it's good to prepare yourself for a loss. But the way I'm preparing myself is I went from trading 2 points to trading 3. Now I've had 9 3-point winning trades in a row, so basically I'm up $900. I'm up $900 compared to what I would have been up if I'd have been trading 2 points. So basically that's just paid for 3 losses, and you can almost get to sort of like you never lose a trade on 2 points, because you know every sort of point you make extra going for the 3 instead of the 2, you kind of put in a little pot which covers your losses. It pays for your loss expense if you want to look at it like that. So I'm up 9 3-point winning trades in a row. So I've got an extra $900, so that would pay for 3 trades. So that's how I kind of mitigate losses. You wouldn't think really I'd still be moaning about losses, would you? You think I'd get the hang of it by now, but it does get to you sometimes, but that's just part of trading. It will eventually go away, so I'm told. Okay, channel break, new high. There may be a small overshoot at the bottom there, and the reason I say that is Thomas Wade's got it as a small overshoot. The thing is, all you've got to do is have a slightly fuller green bar here, and you could bring that down a bit. So that's the trouble when it's such a small amount. One chart from the next can vary slightly, and even though you may, you know, have a bullish bar here, let's say for instance this is green, you may have a bullish bar here. It could either be a full bar or it could be a bullish pin bar, in which case it wouldn't break out the bottom. So tough on that. Okay, what's going on here now? So channel break new high, we've broken out of here, so there may be a small overshoot there. It may have caused that. But it depends. I mean, we've kind of got some sideways here. We've had 2 legs down, haven't we? A little bit of sideways and a couple of legs down. So if you think this is a channel, we've got to break 1, 2 complete legs down to a new low. So we could effectively be moving up now, maybe reversing. I don't know. It's hard to say. I certainly wouldn't be thinking about taking a long trade just yet. So, okay, this is the biggest move up we've had all day. Channel break 2 pushes to a new high. So, I mean, really, it hasn't confirmed this channel. We've only really hit it twice. Having said that, we're clearly working down, so I think you can assume we've got something close to it. Whether this is just chop sideways and then we had this move down and we've had a break 2 pushes, whatever. But I think there's a good chance now this is going to reverse. You'd want a couple of legs back and a wider channel. I wouldn't expect it to continue up at that trajectory. I don't like maybe something like that. Touch, couple of legs back. Sometimes it'll do this, couple of legs back and test the top of that line. So I have a feeling this may be reversing. It's the biggest move back we've had since price started yesterday. Since the market opened yesterday, we had that push up there. Obviously, this is larger. So we got a channel there with a break, 2 legs down to a new low, maybe a small overshoot. So for me, I think there's a good chance it's going to reverse. I'd like to see 2 legs back here, and if we can bounce off here somewhere, it may go up for another leg. Who knows? Or it could continue. Maybe, if it is a channel, maybe have a break and maybe go sideways. But I'd certainly be looking to have a couple of legs back to this area somewhere. Excuse me. Two pushes to a new high. There's a bullish bar just triggered there. If I took that bullish bar, I'd expect to be stopped out. So my guess is we're going to come down here. That is floating in the middle of nowhere. It's clearly congested. We may be at the top of someone, so for me, that's going to get stopped out. So if it does get stopped out, we may come down, test this line. We'll see. There is a possibility it could be a wider channel. Let's have a look. Touch. Touch. Okay, so that's stopped that bar out there. So leg and a leg. We need to come down here somewhere. Now, if you think that's channel, this is a break, you'd be looking for a new low. I'll be surprised if that comes straight down. I'd like to see a bigger correction there. Excuse me, before it does come down, if it comes down. Depends how you think of this. It's only really touched in two areas. This definitely a channel, so we've had a break, 2 legs down, 2 low. So it's one of those things. Excuse me just for a second. Okay, is this going up now? This could be reversing. It's possible. She signed up. Yeah, I did, but I downloaded it. Yes, was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was over the weekend. Flipping complicated. Tell you that. There's a lot going on the chart. Hey Paul, how you doing? I'm okay, mate. My weekend was okay. Probably filled with the same sort of stuff that yours was. Christmas shopping, being dragged around the shops, and seeing your money slowly dwindling away. Yeah, it's that time of year, isn't it? God, every day Amazon. They're going to start coming in the truckload, I think, before long. I think my 16-year-old daughter's done most of the Christmas shopping this year, I think. So I've just put down there, I've got rid of the colour because it's an area of interest. So it depends how you look at this. It's clearly working down. Now, really, we're supposed to kind of touch the top of a channel, really, before we confirm it. So we've kind of only really done it twice. So this, I would say, is a channel. So this, to me, is just a bit chop, and then it went. So this, to me, is a channel with a break. 2 legs down, so it looks like a measured move. In fact, it was a measured move. So Maybe this is reversing. It's a bit too early. I mean, if this is a channel, I wouldn't expect a break like that and to come straight down. Usually it messes around first, so we could have a correction and then it may come down, or it could be an outright reversal. Who knows? So if we get a break here with a second entry long, that'll give us a better indication where price is going. Now I won't be looking to get a second entry long straight away, because we could have a leg. It could come down. It could do a bunch of stuff. So I'm just going to sort of sit tight and see what happens. But we have broken below that bar. So leg. Let's see where this goes. Now, I like the way it's bouncing and holding at the moment on top of there. So we may get another leg. This just may be a correction. It's possible before it comes down again. Who knows? Yes, I took a trade on one of my accounts. Well, two trades, actually. I got out for a tick, and I took a trade on my funded futures account earlier, which was that one there, the triple test, which eventually worked, but it is very choppy. Sometimes you've really got to trust your trade, and you really had to keep your patience there and hang on, because it took such a long time to eventually move. But then I had a problem with OBS. Started up OBS and it wouldn't load for some reason. So I shut everything down, and eventually it worked. I was about to give up. I messed around with it last night, put a little bit, pimped it up with a bit of Christmas stuff, and for some, I don't know what I did, but it worked in the end. So yes, it did, but it worked comfortably for that in the end. It just took a bit of time. When it went sideways, if I'd have been trading my live accounts, I may have come out there. But just the one my funded futures, I got no problem in just leaving it. So we have bounced in, we're pushing up. So let me just bring that to there. That might fit better, actually. Well, actually, I think it's really irrelevant. So 2 pushes back, leg and a leg back. We'll see. Oh man. Oh, so tempting to go along here. Dare I do it? No. I might do it on my funded futures. Is that just going to open? Oh,
Order submitted.
is that just... Yeah, it is.
Order filled.
Okay. I'm trading one. I'm on my funded futures, nothing else. Leg and a leg. Got a channel up with a break. It's kind of a second entry long. I'm not sure about here, but it is a leg up. We could get up some more, so I'm going to risk it on my funded futures. I'm not going to do it because we got a leg down. We could get another leg down, so I'm going to do it on the my funded futures. I can trade 3
Order
contracts
filled.
on this one. So let's just put that there. So you know where it's going anyway, 79, so I'll just move it up out the way. So we're going to 79, which is around about there. It's a tough one, this. It could go either way, really, but we'll see. It's definitely a riskier trade argument there. I'll be surprised if this just comes straight down. Maybe a higher low here. Let's see. Okay, there may be a higher low, so maybe it might work. So if I remove that, what are we seeing? So channel break, 2 legs down. Strong push up above that EMA. 2 legs back. I like the way we're bouncing here. 1 to 1. On this one, I'm just going to push this one. As it's one on its own, I'm just going to push it up. So I've got this up here somewhere for a measured leg. If it goes up here, there's a failure there now. See, if it goes up here, I'm going to bring that to the failure just to here, and I'll be risking about, I don't know, $175, and I might let it ride. Sometimes I will. It is a second entry long, and it is holding, but it could push below there. We could have a leg down. It's hard to say, but I don't mind. This is only an evaluation, see, this one. So I don't mind taking a risk on an evaluation. I'll see what happens. I may get out of it. I need a reasonable push up in a minute. I don't want it to mess around too much because we've got a leg down. We could have a leg down, sideways and a leg down. Okay, that's better news. So we're pushing up a bit now. So I'm going to ride this up a little bit. I don't mind on an evaluation. We'll see if we can't get up a little bit more. So that's pushing up all right now. So I've got it up here, 3/4 of the way up there. We'll see. Sometimes we get a leg down, sideways and a leg down, but we've come down, we've gone sideways, and that's pushed up. So I don't mind holding on here because we could get a reasonable move out of it. We'll see what happens. Leg and a leg, maybe get another leg down. We will see. I think the position's quite strong. If I look at it like that, the position's quite strong. And there'll be 2 there. There's a second entry long there. So I've got my stop in the best possible place. So if it does continue up, if it gets up here, I'll bring my stop to here. We'll see. I may take a bit. We'll see what happens. But I don't mind being a bit more risky on an evaluation. I just want one working my funded futures. I think it's always good to have another account of another company as well, just in case. You never know. Okay, price is holding. That's good. Once we get above, let's bring it in. Once we get above this, I think we'll be okay to continue on up, I think. This to me, it's hard to say, but this to me is a channel with a break. You could have something larger there, but I don't know whether it is. Ultimately, I don't know. There may be a small overshoot there. It's hard to say, really. We could have just a leg and a leg. My funded futures is there. Yeah, $1,200. If you lose $1,200 for the day, they shut you out for the day. and then you're back in the following day. So I think they're okay. Apex is my first choice. My second is My Funny Futures. You can take money out a bit quicker. I haven't paid too much attention to that because I'd rather just kind of allow it to grow. But it's at the moment it's like $80 all in. You pay $80 and that covers the evaluation. If you pass the evaluation, you don't pay anything extra when you go on to a PA. So it's kind of $80 is the all-in price. So at the moment it's cheaper than Apex. Apex is $85 just for the. Hey Clay, how you doing, buddy? I'm all right, mate. How are you? I'm all good. Apex is $80 or $83 for the evaluation, $125 for the PA at the moment. So that's $200. So there used to be an extra $5 off. I don't think there is with My Funny Futures, but what was I saying? But I think it's okay, $80, and then you haven't got to worry about paying anything extra then if you pass it and go on to a PA. Okay, so this is working okay now up here. So what I'm probably going to do is move that to break even. Now the thing about this as well is it's an end of day drawdown. So if it goes up here, finishes one tick shy and stops me out, my drawdown won't change. So I don't have to worry about that. Leg and a leg. So I'm going to keep that there for now. But yeah, you don't have to worry about a drawdown if it does that. I kind of wanted one because Apex has got a it's a drawdown is constantly moving. Forget what's it called? I've gone blank. But I like the way it's an end of day drawdown with My Funny Futures. So you got the, you can have a go and try and hold it a bit. You don't really want to be holding it too much with Apex until you're over that trailing draw. That's what I was looking for. Cheers, Clay. And H, how you doing, buddy? So yeah, it's nice to have one like that you can try and run it. I'm not sure whether this is going to go up for a full of the legs. Did you try the new Apex platform? I got it open yesterday. They'll give us... Yeah, apparently. I opened it up, and after using NinjaTrader, I just found it complicated. When you get into something and you're thinking, do I really want to be doing this now? Do I really want to be learning how to use another platform? NinjaTrader has been my platform for 3.5 years now, and I know it inside and out. I never have any issues with it, and it works perfectly. The bits of software I've got, the Trade Copy and the Guardian Angel, are all for NinjaTrader. So, and I know what concerns me with now. If Apex already have another platform called which you have to pay $200 a month for, which is it's a sniper system, isn't it? So you pay $200 or $250 a month to use their system, and you've got to continually pay that for the rest of your trading time, which is a lot of money. It's $3,000 a year. You trade 5 years, you pay $15,000. It's a lot, in my opinion. So I can use NinjaTrader now for free. One, I use it on what Apex is, and two, I paid $1,000 for a license 3.5 years ago. So it doesn't make sense me using that sniper system. So if Apex do own this, I don't know whether you've got to pay to use it. Will they let you trade it for free? What happens if Apex ever decided to close down? There's just so many ifs, and My Funny Futures asked for a monthly fee. No. At the moment, I think it's $80, and you pay that, and that is it, period. If you pass it, you don't pay anything extra. You just move straight away back onto a... So there's a couple of reasons I like them. One, it's only $80, period. And two, there's a $1,200 draw. So if you hit $1,200 loss for the day, it automatically closes you out until tomorrow. So it kind of stops you from blowing it in one day. So it's got, I like it. It seems to have a good record. So at the moment, it's cheaper than Apex. So if you do use it, incidentally, I've got a link in the description. If you follow my link, I get a little kickback. Doesn't cost you anything extra. But if you use UKFT, usually that'll give you an extra 5%. But if you do open it, make sure, or if you do have a go, make sure you don't. I'll show you. Because there's 2 accounts you can use. I don't quite know. So if you say start challenge, let me have a look. Okay, so this is the page you'll get, start challenge. So it looks horrendous, doesn't it? So if you click on starter, there's this starter and that one. So there's milestone or whatever, an expert. The difference between them doesn't seem to make sense. You can trade double contracts with that. It's a bit more of a drawdown. End of day is the same. You've got to hit a higher profit. Makes no sense. Sorry, tell a lie. Hold on a second. Sorry, there used to be 2 here. Sorry, there used to be 2. My mistake. Something's changed. There used to be a starter and an expert. They've changed it. So it's just this one. So forget I said anything. So yeah. So I mean, have a look at it. See what you think. Look at some of the rules, but it's good as far as I'm concerned. I like it. 3 contracts maximum. So it stops you doing something stupid. It stops you blowing it, and then if you hit $1,200 loss in a day, it stops you trading until the following morning. So you're now allowed to trade for a couple of points on the yes. You didn't used to be, so they've changed that. So I like it, and you can minimum days. You can withdraw after 5 days. So I like it. So if you do use it, I've got a link in the description of the video. If you just follow that link, I do get a little kickback. So, but I'll leave it with you. Have a look, have a think about it. How far are we going to go up now? Let's have a little look. Any trailing drawdowns with funded futures? Does my funded futures ask for monthly thing? No. Any trailing drawdown with funded futures? The drawdown is tomorrow. The only drawdown, pulling back here. The only drawdown they have is $1,200. If you lose $1,200 a day, they shut you down. But apart from that, I can get in here. It can go up $5,000. It can come down, hit you for break even, and that doesn't affect anything. Can we link my funded futures to Ninja Trader? Yeah, I'm trading it here. But you don't blow. No, you don't blow your accounts if you hit $1,200 because you've got a $2,500 drawdown. So if you hit $1,200 loss in a day, it shuts you out till tomorrow. Then you carry on back in as normal. No, it won't blow your account. It does in Take Profit Trader, but with my funded futures, it doesn't. It just closes you out for the day, so it kind of stops you blowing it in one day. And no moving stop loss hit limit. You can do whatever you want with your stop loss. Yeah, I mean, you can do whatever you want. There's no rules like that. When you go onto a PA, it's a 40% rule. So you can earn more money in one day than you can with Apex's 30%. So it's got some benefits to it. No, absolutely not. If I got into a trade here, the drawdown doesn't switch over till tomorrow morning. So if I get in here, it goes up $5,000. If it comes down, takes me out for break even, that doesn't affect your... That's the difference between a trailing drawdown. The drawdown is constantly trailing you with Apex. But with that, it doesn't roll over till the end of the night. So when the market closes down in the evening, that's when any drawdown... So it doesn't make a difference. So that's kind of one of the benefits with it. There was something else I liked about it as well. When you go into it, select Tradeovate, because then you can trade it. I'm trading, if you look at this, I'm trading my funded futures at the same time as I'm trading Apex, because I'm using Apex with Rhythmic and my funded futures with Tradeovate. So when you sign up to it, or if you sign up to it, go with Tradeovate if you've got Ninja Trader and you're trading some Apex account, because you can copy trade them all. So it's got those benefits as well. So what is going on here? Yeah, give it a go, mate. Give it a go. So I'm in this trade at the moment. It did go up. Leg. I'm just not sure whether we're going to get a couple of legs here. Maybe a wider channel. I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up having something like that. It's hard to say. We'll see. Or maybe a spiking channel. That's possible. So that went $500 in my favour, and now it's coming back to break even. So if I get out now, drawdown isn't affected. So I'm not sure now whether this is going up. Hey Jan, how you doing, buddy? I'm late today. You've been at the dentist, haven't you? I took one trade earlier on my other chart. Just on one of my accounts. It was before the market opened, and then I couldn't get out. It was that one there. Triple test. It went sideways, but eventually dropped off. What else was I going to say? And then I couldn't get my OBS started, so I was kind of about 10-15 minutes late. So, yeah, not a lot really. Its market's going down, but it's just really slow. What's going on here? It is just an evaluation, this, but I am letting it move. See what happens, which is a shame because it went up by $500 in the green. And I thought this was coming up, but it's not going to. This is coming down, I think, isn't it? So I might have to just get out of this. It is only an evaluation on this anyway. Bounce. We'll see. Would that work from there, would it? Maybe. It's hard to say at the moment. It's hard to know whether this or whether it is going to come down. We've also got the possibility of obviously this coming down, but we'll see. It is kind of two legs. The second one is got a bit higher, but it's one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower, so we could bounce. We will see. Let's put that there just in case. I'm covered then. So this could be a triple test off the bottom. I'm not getting involved in my normal accounts. So, leg up, 1, 2 attempts to go low. We could push up, we'll see. We could either do 1 or 2. We could come down. We could go sideways. But yeah, you haven't really missed much, mate. It has been coming down. I mean, there was that possibility there. It looked a bit better on my second. But there was stuff around for you, I think. Not a huge amount. Triple test there worked. Not a fantastic bar, but it closed below that EMA and obviously worked pretty quick. So, I mean, we've got a leg back and a leg back, so we could continue higher. So, excuse me a second. I'm just going to have a quick bathroom break. I'll be a minute. Okay. We are bouncing good. So I was 500 in the green a minute and then it went down to 0, but we got half of that back now. So it does look like we're pushing up. This does look like it's reversing to me. 2 legs around, push up. So I'd expect to get up for a second leg. We'll see anyway. It depends how you look at this, see if this is a channel, but I don't know. We're clearly working down. So if you see this as a break from this channel, which it did, 2 pushes down to a new low, push up, bounce, bounce, and then up again. So it does look like it's doing that. Mind you, we're coming down again. Don't do that. Took the triple test for 1 point. You went off here, did you? Yeah, it's hard to know, really. I mean, ordinarily with a channel like that, you'd expect to break in a new low, but if you get rid of it, this was kind of choppy, and then we had a channel here with a break and 2 legs down, so it's hard to know whether this is reversing now, but the way it pushes, it tried to get down twice and pushed up quite strong, so my gut is telling me it's probably going to come up for another leg. Having said that, prices just put that on there as the 10,000 tick chart. So it may come down, but I'd expect a bigger leg, but I don't know. Who knows? Who knows ultimately? There is a higher low there. I prefer a higher low somewhere on this line here if this is going to be, a possible channel, larger one. It's still a bit early. does seem to be struggling to get up. Come on, push. Okay, folks, I think I'm done today. I've just done 2 hours. I'm just bored with this. It's just hard going at the moment. We've got a ton of parcels to get through and do some wrapping stuff, so it's just frustrating this at the moment. So I'm just going to let it go for a day. It's hard to know whether this thing's going to go up and then come down. Who knows? But I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully things will be a bit different tomorrow. But there we go. Yeah, you too, bud. So sorry it was short. Well, I say short, 2 hours. Tend to do between 2 and 3 hours nowadays, but this is just, it's horrible price action at the moment. You too, Jan. So, right, if you carry on trading, best of luck later to all of you. Have a great evening, stay safe, and we'll catch up tomorrow. Bye for now. Oh, Merry Christmas, by the way.